Hello everybody, Shotgun 1000 Pony for Duty. Welcome back to an episode of Legends Arceus. Last time we did some more exploration here in the Alabaster Iceland, showing you everything that I could in the span of 30 minutes, being where to find a Hisuian Sarura, where to find a guaranteed Alpha God War, and have a space-time distortion shop right in the middle of nowhere that completely interrupted everything. This time, we are going to be going over to Ivida and Adamant to prolong in the story quest. But before I do that, I want to show you two things real fast. Firstly, over here, guarantee Alpha... that's not an Alpha. Guarantee Alpha Glalie. So yeah, you can find both an Alpha Glalie and an Alpha Frostlass of the Snowwind Evolution line. And also, down here. This is the other ice tunnel I was telling you about, where you can find the Hisuian Sarura. I'm just going to quickly knock out this Bergmine for his experience points. I'll take the critical hit. Good job, Lopunny. So going along here, once again, you can guarantee you find yourself Mischievous. But you can also, in the nighttime, be able to find yourself, I think, Haunter as well. But going along down here, into this tunnel, is where you find the other Hisuian Sarura over there. We don't need to concern myself, I don't need to concern myself in catching that Sarura, because I've already caught one at least. But, the biggest reason of, oh, there's the Haunter right there. The biggest reason for coming down here is not specifically because of that Sarura. There's a split path over here, because the other exit is right there, where that circle is. That's the way to go out. But you have to go that way by turning right here. But if you turn left and follow the path down, in the very middle of this tight, whatever you want to call it, I don't know if it's called a chasm or what, here is a rock covered in ice. Touching it cold make you freeze. I say touching it could make you freeze. This is where you need to stand to evolve Eevee into Glaceon. So now you know where the Moss Rock is located and also the Icy Rock, and how fitting that the Mossy Rock is located in the Obsidian Fieldlands down here in the Heartwood. And then the area where you evolve Eevee into Glaceon is not found until Alabaster Icelands, meaning you have to go through all of Crimson Mirelands, all of Cobalt Coastlands, and all of Coronet Highlands before you then get access to evolving Eevee into Glaceon. Absolutely silly, but at the same time, every single Pokemon game is known to make sure that Glaceon is known to be really late of an encounter to receive. And it makes me have questions about whether or not I would actually want to plan to use a Glaceon in the LP I have planned to do sometime in the future. I'm not going to say which LP it is, but you might already have an idea. Anyway, now we move on to meet Ivida. Well, that was a real slog, fighting through those miserable icy winds and reaching this desolate bit of nowhere. Well done, us. He's very optimistic. This gentleman is Avalugg's warden and my most honourable teacher, Garrick. So show some respect, Adamant. Let's begin with some proper introductions. I am Garrick. I serve as one of the Pearl Clan's wardens. And you must be Bella, right? Of the Galaxy team? Answer me this, would you? On what grounds do you come here seeking to quell Lord Avalugg? I was commanded to. That leads to my next question. What is wrong with him being frenzied? It could trouble others. Then I have another question. Setting aside any orders, what is it your heart tells you to do? To quell his frenzy. Our mighty Lord of the Tundra Avalugg has done nothing to trouble any person or Pokémon. So please try to keep your cool. For now, indeed, Avalugg's causing no trouble, but aren't we also duty bound to free our people from living in fear of such a colossal Pokémon might begin to wreak havoc at any moment? We are. There's certainly some logic to that, but if that is what you hope to accomplish, then we must judge whether this child is up to the task. Who cares about the grandstanding? Let's get to battling. Alright, we might as well do that. And he's going to be doing his usual squats, and thank heavens it actually shows a black shadow underneath his cloak. My musculature is as hard as unyielding as ice. Think you can break? I have never heard that word before in my life, and I've read it like 5 times in my past. So Garrick specializes in using Ice-type Pokemon, and he's going to be making you fight both Glalie and Frostlass at the same time. We'll just go for a Drain Punch on Glalie. Do as much damage as we possibly can. Right, Frostlass using Agile Style on Powder Snow. Oh, and now Glalie using... Really? Come on! Frostlass used Agile Style, not you! Honestly. Well, we'll send out Sliggoo then. Right, let's open up with an Acid Armor. And then go for a Dragon Pulse. So that finishes off the Glalie. And now I'll take the advantage to heal up Lopunny so that she does not miss out on experience points. And you're going to attack twice again. Right, do another Dragon Pulse on Frostlass, then we should be over and done with. There we go. No level up, but that's fine. Outstanding! I'm tough as an iceberg, but you smashed me through and through. I suppose you all can get on with it now. This one's alright. Thank you, sir. Some may still have their doubts about a stranger like Bella, but I'll vouch for her. Then if you insist on quelling Avalugg's frenzy, you'll want to claim some of that eternal ice he likes and bring it to my lord's seat. Good luck. Eternal ice, is it? For that, you'll have to be able to fly, which means you need Braviary. Long story short, you've got to seek out a young lady named Sabi. Tell the long story long, you're not saving any time if we waste it puzzling out what you mean. Isn't Avalugg one of the Pokeland's lords? Seems a bit odd for me to do the talking. But fine, listen up. This eternal ice stuff can be found atop Avalugg's legacy here. But to get there, you'll need my clan's help. Not even Sneasler can climb this surface, let alone a person like you or me. You're going to have to approach by air with Braviary's help. Garrick once managed to climb nearly to the top of Avalugg's legacy, I'll have you know. Yeah. So, Sneasler can't climb up there, and a person can't climb up there, but apparently Garrick can? He says he made it to within 6 feet of the top. Might makes right, or at least height. And about Sabi, how do I put this? Even when she's not flying with Braviary, she's got her head in the clouds. Well, you'll understand once you meet her. Head towards Snow Point Temple and you'll probably come across her sooner or later. What? Sabi? Yep, there's Braviary. And in case you're wondering, yeah, even Braviary has a Hisuian form. Original Braviary, known to be a normal flying type. In this game, is a psychic flying type. My clairvoyance told me that I'd lead you on a chase. Think you can reach me? I see what you mean about Sabi, but why would she be up there? Seems you better focus on pursuing Warden Sabi, and let me focus on my workout while I still can. Yeah, this is basically the definition of following a wild goose chase. Even though Braviary is not actually a goose, but you get what I mean. You basically just have to use a weird ear and walk up here and then talk to her. Hello, my name's Savvy. Nice to meet you, Bella. Same to you. I don't know. I've heard about you. You're super talented, right? I bet you're going to be fun to play with. I know why you're here too. You want Braviary's help so you can quell Avalugg's frenzy, don't you? Well, you get it. If you can catch me first. Let's go, Braviary. See what I mean about it being a wild goose chase? But the game willingly tells you where she's located. So you just run on down to the opposite end of the freaking map, and then you'll need Sneasler to help you climb up that mountain. Just avoid the Obama snow. There we go. Oh, where's this music coming from? And there we go. We'll talk to her again. Yeah. You made it all the way up here in the cold. But the question is, did you catch me? Or did I let myself get caught? Oh, and one more thing. Am I even really clairvoyant? No idea. No one but me could really know, right? Anyway, the challenge continues. The next stop on our merry chase is Snow Point Temple. But the real question here is, am I really having fun playing with you, or am I bored? Let's go, Braviary. I don't think she's either having fun nor she is bored. I think she's just basically there to tease us. So now we have to go to Snow Point Temple, which you actually were able to see sat on top of the mountain as we were navigating the overworld. There's a wisp over there, but I'm not going to bother picking that up. Yeah, I honestly do not know how did I concern myself with finding all of the wisps, honestly. The only way I can think about doing it, ideally, is to just share a web link that tells you the location of all of the wisps, and then you lot can just find it in your own time. So what I will be doing will be a case of I will take the liberty in finding all of the wisps off camera, but I'll share a web link that takes you to a page that shows you the location of all 107 of the wisps, and then just cut straight to the actual reason why the wisps are there to be collected, in other words. However, I'm only going to be catching 106 of the wisps. Because when you've obtained the 107th one, you get a cutscene. So, here we're in Lake Aquity, located right near the Snowpoint Temple, to be honest. Got some more Rufflets here. There's also a Chingling over there. We've also got Abra making a return. And also Wild Kadabras. And more Bronzongs. Alright. Oh, I didn't heal up Lopunny. Damn it. Right, okay. Yeah, I'll have this Idrai leading. So here's Sabi. Hi again, Bella. It's nice having someone new out here to play with. Safety in numbers or something like that. Anyway, here's Snowpoint Temple. I've opened the front door for you. Just a little more chasing left for you to do. But the real question here is, am I really having fun playing with you? You're asking that question again? Seriously? I heard what Warden Sabi said. If you have Warden Sabi's approval to enter, then by all means do so. But be warned, those who cannot solve the temple's puzzles won't get very far within. I've heard that the trick is to pay attention to which way the stone statues are looking. Come to think of it, I believe the statues have some sort of patterns on their chests too. Pay close attention to that hint. That's actually the biggest hint for him to actually tell you involving this temple. When navigating in here, you'll be finding a significant ton of Bronzors and Bronzongs right at the very front of the entrance. But these are the statues you're going to be paying attention to. You got one holding a rock emblem. One holding an ice emblem. And one holding the emblem of steel. These are referencing the Reggies known as Reggie-Rock, Reggie-Ice, and Reggie-Steel. And upon doing these, just ignore the gold bat, you get given a special task involving something later on. There is a pathway down over here, but unfortunately, head down the stairs, there's a locked door. Nothing we can do about that at this given time just yet. We got no choice but to ignore the wild encounters and just run up the temple, not down the temple. You'll probably be thinking, oh, why don't I just climb up it from the outside? You're not allowed to do that. Sneasler apparently cannot climb up the temple. He can only climb up mountains. Go back, can you seriously bugger off, please? So over here is the first statue. We have rock. Golbat, seriously? Oh my god, seriously. You know what, I'm just going to knock you out because you're not going to leave me alone otherwise. There. Now I can do this puzzle in peace. And speaking of which, I think it's actually about time for me to change the Icy Wind for Ice Beam. There we go. So, we have rock. But then you have to like follow where the statues are facing. So, this statue is facing in the direction of that statue. So this is what the definition of a pattern is. So this one was rock. And he's looking at this one, which is holding steel. Who is looking at this one over here, which is showing ice. And this one is facing a door. Upon doing this, apparently you have to press the panels, which apparently, how can you actually reach the ice and rock panel if they're like really high up? So we do rock, ice, rock, steel, then ice. And the door opens. That is the tutorial of the puzzle. But this one is the real deal. There's a wisp found right over there. And the first statue is here. It says ice. I'm going to be taking note of this because knowing me, I will forget. He's moving on to this statue which says rock. Then he's facing this statue which says steel. Then he's facing that statue which is hidden behind a wall. So walk around the wall and we see he's holding rock. He's facing this one which is then facing the door and it is ice. I don't know if the puzzle is exactly the same every single time, but you kind of get the gist. So rock, so the ice, rock, steel, rock, ice. That is puzzle 2. Now for the third and final puzzle, and it starts off by looking at these statues, so you've got to like follow them in reverse. So we have got the last one to be rock, and then the one before that is steel. The one before that is this one, which is ice. Then you have this one, who is holding rock. Then this one, who is holding ice. And this one, who is the very first one, is holding steel. So that means the order is steel, ice, rock, ice, steel, rock. So again, steel, ice, rock, ice, steel, rock. And that is the final puzzle. Upon solving it, you now make your access to the top floor of Snow Point Temple, but be on the crouch immediately upon this point because you can find yourself a Curlier here. Not a threat, but there is an Alpha Glade. Okay. Strike you from a... Oh, wow, you broke free immediately. Okay. So this level 70 Glade is breaking out immediately without any shake. The Alpha Garchomp was breaking free immediately. But the one Alpha Pokemon that I tried to catch, which was the Frostlass, who was level 75, did the shaking animation and then broke free. So how the hell does that even work? Anyway, oh god. I might want to leave with Umbreon here. Because upon talking to Sabi, I guess I've been caught. So we're nearly done. That's no fun. Hey, remember my clairvoyance? It showed me something else. I saw you flying with Braviary. Do you think that will come to pass? I'll make sure it does. Well, however the future turns out, flying with Braviary isn't easy. If you really want to be able to fly high in the sky, prove to me you're strong enough. Gonna take us on? Yeah. This is what I do not get with people claiming to be psychic or having a clairvoyance in a video game. They're like, say with Pokemon for example, you have a psychic trainer, you talk to them and they say, I predict that you're going to lose this fight. And then moments later you initialize a Pokemon battle and then you win and it's like, my clairvoyance was wrong. It's like they're not really psychic. Anyway, upon this fight against Sabi, it's one of you versus 3. You have to deal with an Electivire, a Magmortar, and a Viperia. Electivire will open up with a Thunder Wave, obviously, because it always does. Then Viperia goes for a high horsepower. We're going to go straight in for the Snow. Magmortar using flamethrowers over to get the burn on me. Oh. Why does that game keep having hiccups like that? Right, I don't think it's actually safe for me to switch. This is actually going to be the first case where Umbreon is actually going to get knocked out here. Electivire looking around. Magmortar getting to do an attack. And then Viperia will be able to attack next, so I need to switch into Decidueye next. Because that's why. Oh, really? Come on, why are you getting to attack twice? I looked at the action order and it said you were all attacking once each. Right, I'm going to get rid of Magmortar first. Obviously that did not work. Viperia looking around. Electivire finally getting to attack for once. But we're still finishing off Magmortar. There we go. That's one down. Next hit will be Viperia. We'll go for an energy ball. Oh, screen going pitch black again. Hate it when it does that. Right, let's send in Heracross. And we'll go for a pin missile. Agile style Thunder Wave. So they're going for a Thunder Punch immediately afterwards. This is ended with a Rock Smash. There we go. Wow, you caught us and you beat us. You've won all our games so far. But Braviary still wants to get to know you even better. Up to the roof we go. Yeah, we will be doing that in the next episode, okay? Because right now, I need to, A, heal up my team, and maybe also level them up at the same time. Next time on Legends Arceus, we're going to make our way to the roof of Snowpoint Temple and see if we can actually get to ride the Braviary once and for all. See you guys in the next episode.